A recruitment persona is typically a wish list from a hiring manager, right? So they will say, I want someone who has been doing the same job for the past 10 years. And I want them to come from a direct competitor, and I want them to live in this town or city, and I want them to speak 3 different languages. We don't really need it, but just in case, why wouldn't they speak 3 different languages? And all of a sudden, very often, this turns into a, ideal candidate who doesn't really exist. How often does that happen? Especially in IT, I love those, those examples where you're looking for someone who has 5 years of experience in a technology that only exists for 2 years. But it's almost impossible to tell your hiring manager, like, that is not going to happen. So this is why we wanted to introduce a different idea, right? And this is why we talk about sourcing personas, simply because the recruitment persona is like that term, it's not useful at all. And a sourcing persona is a super short thing. So a sourcing persona is combined of 2 details. One is the current situation of your potential candidate, and the second one is the motivation. So the motivation is the need that we talked about before, right? So it can be, I want a promotion, I want a better job title, I want to manage people, I don't want to manage people, I want to work in a better project, better technology, newer technology, or I prefer to stay in the older technology. It can be many different things, again, depending on the project. And the current situation, well, this is what we use for identifying the person. So I'll show you this, I'll show you examples, but generally this is what we use for the sourcing bit. Because I will show you later, and I've shown you before as well, we source for sourcing persona. That way we can source for, say, 100 people who belong to that same sourcing persona, review the profiles and send all of them the same message. I will always point out though, review the profiles every time, even if you have the best template ever, and it's a personalized template like the one I showed you, you still have to review the profiles, because very often people will include details like, especially in IT, they may include like a password that you need to give them if you're going to prove that you read the profile, right? Or maybe they'll say, I don't actually want to work in this field anymore.